My name is Tracy Hoth. I help people simplify and organize their life, which includes their home, their office, their digital life, their photos. I help them get organized. I teach them how, I teach you the steps, and I also help you transform your own mindset. Today, I wanted to talk about how to get started, how to start organizing. I have 3 simple keys to tell you so you can get started organizing today. You can't get finished organizing until you get started. And sometimes starting is the hardest part, right? This is how it happens with me. It builds up to make such a big deal that it's hard to get started because it's going to take so much work and it's such a big project and all this other stuff. So, 3 keys to get started. First of all, and I almost was like, this isn't really a step, but it is. I want you to think about the goal of getting organized for you. The goal is to be imperfect. That really changes everything in your mindset if your goal is to be imperfect. Now you have no expectations that it has to look a certain way or be done a certain way. You're willing to fail and try things and learn and change and go with the flow. If your goal is imperfect, you're going to have so much more success. You're going to be able to keep going because you're doing it right. You're being imperfect. The next thing is to constrain. So the first is that make your goal imperfect. The second is to constrain. Constrain to one area. This is huge. For me personally, when I'm jumping all over, even today, I was looking at something. I was going to send an email to this person and I went to find that information and I got distracted and I went over here. Constraining is key. When it comes to getting started organizing, I want you to pick one place to organize and stay with that one place. Now, where you pick is no big deal. It's not right or wrong. There's no best or worst place to get started. It's just you get to decide. There's a couple options on deciding where to constrain and get started. One of them is the visibility rule, which I learned from Dana White in her book, Decluttering at the Speed of Life. She says, always do the first thing that's visible. Walk in your front door. What's visible? That's where you're going to start. I like to also think, okay, what would make me the happiest? What area has been bugging me the most? And then start in that spot. Because then you're so thrilled to have it done. It looks amazing. You can come in and you see that and you notice it. Another thought about where to start is do the area that has the least sentimental things. Often that's the bathroom, starting in the bathroom and then picking one of the areas, the drawer, the cabinet, something like that would be a good place for you to start. Whatever it is, you just decide and then stick with it. The advantage in how I help people through Organized Life Academy is that I've already picked the areas that we're going to work in. March, we're going to be doing hobbies and crafts. We already know that's the area we're going to do. Now, do people do other things that they want or that they have a deadline for? Of course, and that's totally fine. But as we've gone through each area of our house each month, we have a focus that's already picked for us, which is so fun. Then you don't have to think about it. That's part of the reason you like to follow a program in the first place. I like to go to the gym and I have my instructor tell me exactly what to do, the class that I go to. And it's great because she already knows what I need to do to reach my goal. It's perfect. Your goal is to be imperfect. You're going to constrain to one area. Then the final thing to get started is to just set a minimum. What's the minimum thing that you're going to do? Is it that you're going to sort 5 pieces of paper? That's what one of my clients decided. She's sorting 5 pieces of paper every day. It's so fun to hear her come back to our calls each week. She says, I went to do my 5 papers and I ended up doing whatever for an hour or 2 hours. I'm like, how in the world do you do that when The story in the beginning was that she didn't have time. It's so fun if we have a minimum. Maybe it's going to be a time minimum. You're going to do 15 minutes of sorting or 10 minutes of sorting every day. Maybe it's that once a week, you're going to book on your calendar 1 or 2 hours of organizing time. You can break it up however you want, but every week you decide my minimum is 1 hour or whatever it is. You have your area that you're going to work in and you have your minimum. You know your goal is to be imperfect. From there, go watch the video. I'll link it below. The 5 steps to organizing, and you just go through the 5 steps. You've got this. If you want more help, I'd love for you to come into Organized Life Academy. If you don't want to be in a community, if you would prefer to do private coaching, I'll put the link to sign up for a free call with me where we can discuss private coaching to help you reach your goals. Have a beautiful evening. We'll see you next time.